Thanks for taking the time, Sean. Greatly appreciated, mate. Feel free to just give people a bit of an intro into who you are and what it is you do.
So, my name's Sean, and I am the CEO and founder of Wondermental, the joyful branding agency. Been doing this for 30 years, and about 5 years ago, I set up as Cornell Creative Consulting and then transitioned to Wonderment about 2 years ago. And then I've been working with Patrick for coming up about 10 months now.
Amazing. 10 months ago, like what was the bits of where you're at that led you to come in to the training program and feel like it was a good fit?
Um, I think Patrick had slid into my DMs, or I'd sent him a message maybe a couple of years ago, and I'd just been procrastinating for a long time. And my wife went through a real transition with her business and got some external help, and it really made me sit up and think, how much am I actually achieving on my own here, and how much of my existing sales strategy, which was purely waiting for recommendations coming in, was going to be working towards me getting financial freedom. And I realized that it wasn't, and that I really needed to up my game and to invest properly in myself and the business.
Got it. What so take us through, I suppose, like what are the ideas or features of the training program that you feel like you've put to best use and got the most out of?
I think the two biggest things for me were, the first one was when Patrick very kindly gave me a copy of Psycho Cybernetics, right? And I realized that one of the things that I'd actually been struggling with the business was myself, and it was me that was holding it back, and my self-image. So looking at myself in a completely different regard has gone a long way to help me unlocking now who I am and what it is that I stand for and what it is that, how I show up. And the other thing was the second book, which was all about business systems and streamlining the business systems. I was not bad at that already, but now it's given me an even bigger kick up the arse. But I think the biggest thing for me was it's transformed where I'm at with the business in terms of my core focus. One of the things that I'm constantly focusing on is my outreach and starting those conversations. And in the last probably 3 weeks, those conversations have started transitioning into people wanting to do some work. And it's shifting from being completely passive and just waiting for recommended work to come in, and actually going out and chasing the work and actually focusing on having the conversation which is in my clients' heads, not the conversation that is in my head that I think I should be having with them. And actually put myself in their position and understand what they're going through as a business, and me showing up and going, hey, want to do your brand? Let's do it. It's going to look really cool. It's not. And it's shifting from being like a branding guy to a value or a market value guy.
Got it. So would you say that's been like the biggest aha moment, kind of that, like the shifting of conversation, would you say?
Definitely. Like without a shadow of a doubt. And it's don't get me wrong, it's difficult. And I've had a lot of contact with a lot of people who are doing the program who still are trying to work out what that conversation is. And the net's quite wide for them, and they're finding it hard to niche in. And I think that the whole sort of get something out there, iterate it, and then pivot and shift, try it, and then shift again is the right thing to do. Like my first sort of port of call in the first sort of big push was really helped me get my confidence up, because I was targeting strategic partners, and people to to partner with on the work. And I think I got a 90% response rate to my initial reach out message with people connecting. I got about a 75% response rate to the next message that I put out in terms of wanting to have a conversation with people. And I reckon more than 50% of the people I've reached out to, I've now spoken to on the phone. So that's been pivotal in terms of me giving me the confidence in my own ability and having the right sorts of conversations to now pivot and shift and go. I'm doing a massive focus on the HR plugin services now, because HR plugin services was probably one of my most successful client pieces of work. And it's very easy for me to take that case study out to people and say, look, this is the transformation that these guys went through. They're crushing it, right? Their phone is not stopping. They wanted to be able to pick and choose who they wanted to work with. And they do that. They're turning business away. They're turning people that they don't want to work with away. And it's like they're crushing it.
Got it. So like what are the kind of the biggest shifts or results that you can speak to? Is it really just like an increase in the depth of the pipeline and response rates? But like what do you feel like are the big metrics that have changed in the last 10 months?
Well, the fact that there's actually a proper sales strategy, there's an active sales strategy, and the metrics that are changed are are that I'm less precious about pissing people off and less precious about people turning around to me and telling me to piss off. It's like, it's not right for everyone, and not everyone, the timing's not right for everyone. Or some people just ignore me, and it's just like, whatever, because there's plenty of people out there that the sweet spot is right. And if you're having the right conversation and they're like, oh, but that's the conversation I want to be having. So it's, the shift in terms of passive to active, and then also me worrying less about what people actually think and just going, they're not right for me anyway, just pivot and move on, and not being precious about it. It's not, none of, one person telling me to piss off is not going to affect my professional reputation. It's just not. And if they're not right, it's great, because they're not right. There's plenty of people out there that are. So
Got it. What so take me through, like, how does this change the way that you think about like the future of the business?
well, for me, success is inevitable now. It's just a case of when. And also, you go through, everyone goes through periods where they're like, they question themselves on what they're doing. This is like, I'm continually building, and I realized that, not everything that I do now is going to transform into work now. It's going to happen in a year's time. I'm laying the foundations. I'm getting everything in the right place, the offers, the business system, so that when, I think next month it's going to drop, and I'm going to be like, whoa. But I think that it's the shift is knowing that, having been so passive and not doing anything, it's inevitable, the growth of the business, because I am doing so much differently and so much better, that whilst it might not manifest itself now, it's going to happen in the future, because that's just the way it works. I'm doing things better. There's more conversations. Those people are going to come back. It's going to turn into work. It's just a case of when. So it's the whole act as if it were true already. It's like, I'm already at success. These conversations, people are loving having these conversations. Like, yeah, I can't wait for a piece of work to come up. I can't wait to get to work with you. You're on the top of my list. It's like amazing.
Amazing. Um, Sean, thank you for taking the time to give us some insights into, the last 10 months going through the training program.
You're welcome. It's been completely transformational for me as a business and also as a person as well. And it's changed my life.
Mate, awesome.